It looks pretty good.
Huh.
Well, the F-18 is always worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if we're on. Maybe we better
Make
look at
an
a
announcement
monitor and
now.
I
check
see,
that.
I see some line level on the microphone.
Let me look on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, try putting the volume up considerably high. I mean, if it flickers into the red zone, that's okay, because so many videos we've done, you can barely hear
It
it.
should be at 100% right now, because that's where I keep it.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get this thing so that
Here we
people
go.
can call in. Are we on? Oh, we're on.
Yeah, here.
Are we on? Yep.
Yeah, here. Are we on?
I can just barely hear it. Okay.
Let me see if I can get the,
Here, I can turn that down.
I can't read
The
that.
joys.
Now, a couple of years ago for the splash screen, I found a picture where somebody's kid had drawn the TI splash screen with crayons.
Oh, I bet you that would look
And I
pretty cool.
put that up there
Yeah.
for the April meeting,
Yeah,
but
that'd have been funny.
we've done that joke already.
Okay, we got Skype on, and
Okay.
I'm trying to call you.
Okay, we'll check the volume on then.
Yeah, it looks like it's, yeah, as long as they can
Yeah,
hear
it's
us.
like-
So many of these videos. Years ago for the splash screen.
It may take a couple minutes for it to,
Okay.
Oh, I bet you
Okay.
that would-
And I got
okay,
that up
we can
for
read
you.
that then.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
We've done that joke already.
Okay,
I think it's
I think
good.
we're okay for
I do
that.
too.
Okay, well, it is what it
Thank you,
is.
Hal, for bringing your laptop.
Well, boys and girls, once again, we are using a laptop instead of Jim's
Camera phone.
camera phone to transmit this wonderful show, broadcast the show, I should probably say. And with any luck, if I can get my Skype phone working, you can call in that way, or you can give us some feedback on the chat, if we can find the chat. And I should probably start off by telling you who's here tonight. Today, Vic Sturp, of course, our president, Jim Mazurek, technical support, Ron Klein, a new member, and me, Hal Shanfield, general dog's body. Vic, I guess that's about it. And in the background, I'm going to ask Jim to see if he can't tell me how to get this wonderful phone of my wife's working. Take it away, Vic.
Flying through a window somewhere. One second, I can put this on here. Because we're actually streaming through this rather than
Okay.
the library Wi-Fi. Okay,
We're not using the library.
yeah, we're using that as a hotspot.
Oh,
That's more reliable than the libraries.
okay.
So,
Okay, so we're trying Skype, you said?
Yeah, it's on Skype. All we need to do is press that, and it should work.
Well, provided you're actually connected.
Oh, dear God. Yeah, I do look 74.
yes. Well, as you said, you had the TV announcer's voice and the radio
Oh, yeah.
announcer's face.
No, the other way around. I've got the TV voice and the radio face.
Yes. So just what technical process are we doing here?
Well, right now, we're trying to get this stupid phone working on Skype. I don't have a cell phone service, just the ability to use Skype on a cell phone, and much cheaper. But the reason we don't is that the company, Tello, let's give them a little bad publicity, what the hell. Tello couldn't get this thing to text for my wife, and she really wanted to send texts rather than make phone calls with it. So they tried to solve the problem. We're unable to do so. It's a Motorola phone. It's a nice little phone. Keeps saying, "Hello, Moto."
Captive portal with the browser is the problem.
Is that?
Before to let you send any real data.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
I didn't know if Texas Instruments made cell phones. This is a TI meeting.
Yeah,
It's
well,
made in their
made in the mold of TI. I'm sure there's TI chips in there since there's TI chips and everything else. But
Yeah.
I digress.
What are those cartridges you have on the
Well,
ground there?
These are mini MEMS, and went over to Jim's house last week, and there was a meeting of the
Chicago Classic Computing Users Group.
Okay, and a bunch of guys who have much better skills with soldering irons and electronics and everything else modified these for me. They took the old batteries out, which were soldered in, actually welded in, spot welded in. We cut those out. They cut those out. I can't do that. And I had my contribution was actually to buy the little 2032 batteries, and now this one works. We can't show it today, unfortunately, because we don't have a P box. And then this one, we didn't have another battery holder that would fit. In fact, a fellow named Eric, what was Eric's name? Eric Hudson, sold me one of his little battery holders and modified it with a Dremel tool, I guess, to make it work. Shave some of it out. And then Jim gave me this battery holder, which is just a AAA battery holder. And then Mike Schurz? Mike. Then wired it in and soldered it in and did an excellent job. Okay, finally we finally got to the phone working, as you can hear.
Beep, boop, beep.
I think it was confused.
That's the Skype sound. So anybody who wants to call us on Skype during the meeting can now do so. It's HJALMARII on Skype. And give us a call. We'll talk to you. God willing and the creek don't rise. Anyway, this thing is now ready to go. I even brought the batteries today. However, we can't demo it because we don't have a P box today.
Well, actually, I got the Nano here, and that's got 32K, and it acts like that. We can plug it in and see if it works.
Can we plug it in? Oh, yeah. Oh.
But we need batteries. Do we need batteries in there for it to actually work, or is that only for backup?
If you want it to be persistent, then you need the batteries.
Okay.
If you can soft reset without
I observe a couple batteries on the
turning the
desktop.
power off.
Why do I say P box?
then
We
you
don't
can
need a
also
P box to
use
plug
it
into
that
the
way.
console. You can see that I'm not the most technically adept guy in this room. However, I want you to notice that I am able, at this point, theoretically, to insert 2 AA brand new batteries into this thing.
It should be AAA.
And-
Is it a AAA holder or a AA holder?
Dear God, don't do that to me. Is it a AA or
I believe it's a AAA holder.
Well, kiss my.
My
See if I have
AAA
some.
batteries are down in the car.
Never mind, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, I'm not quite as technically adept as I thought I was.
We'll demo this after I have to feed the meter at 3 o'clock, because then I have to go down to my car. And,
I've got AAA
I can get the
batteries. I
AAA
would have
batteries
sworn
there.
to God, God is my witness. I thought it was a AA.
I thought turkeys could fly, yes.
Yes, right.
It's one of those days. It's one of those days today. It's like YouTube doesn't want to work. You got the wrong size batteries.
I just paid $1,000 for a device on my sailboat that they say they can't install. They're now trying to figure out.
Hooray.
Well,
Anyway,
as the
this works.
there's an
Oh,
IBM
us.
salesman who
For now, it works.
got in a terrible traffic accident with
Turn this
his
damn thing around. I don't want to see
newlywed wife driving towards her honeymoon.
Turn it back at the
And she visits him in the hospital, and he is in a body cast,
This one you can try.
and he's telling her, "Gee, honey, just think of how good it will be when you finally get
That
it,"
one probably has a test program.
which is
still in it.
Yeah,
on how notorious IBM was on taking a lengthy amount of time to actually deliver their product.
Now, this one that Vic is about to demo, we did a very rudimentary test
Refit.
program for it. And if it's still in there, then everything works.
Well, no.
Well, I'll try pressing.
No. Go to basic instead of basic. Or basic. I think. TI basic.
Oh, you got Easy Bug now.
Well, go to TI basic.
Very well.
Type what is it? Old
MM.
Minimem. Old space Minimem, I believe. Minimem. The whole. Yeah.
Oh,
You have two
M's.
Mama Mini.
Good. Is
No
it, I think
space.
it's one word.
No space?
Yeah, no space.
Okay, MINIMEM.
Yeah, and,
Now, what's the program?
uh,
Let's see if it's there.
yeah, let's just list.
Ah.
Oh, well, yes, that's
So the
there.
battery's working in that one,
Yeah,
obviously.
and
Wow.
There it is.
Ah,
So the battery is working.
congratulations, you have a
Yeah.
working mini-mem.
Now, what we don't know is how to erase that program.
You save over it, I think.
You just do,
How much storage does it have?
I think it's 2
or we
4K.
just do a 10. Maybe if we just do a 10
Well,
and
I
don't
think
put
on
anything in there.
3, you got load and run, and reinitialize.
Right, if you're using like the line-by-line assembler to do assembly line
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
I think that's what that utility is for,
All right. So load and run would be EA5 and EA3.
something like that.
Okay,
I don't have the manual with me, so.
very well.
Yeah, I couldn't find mine.
Okay, so you've managed to salvage a mini memory
Yeah, I
card.
did
Yeah, and
remember,
Eric did
but,
that by doing some minor surgery on a CR 2032.
Yeah.
Whole battery holder, which is less rated than the original, because the original is a larger battery, but they're both 3 volt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But since that one kind of fits with a small amount of modification, it was basically, I'll try and find the part
Easier
number.
to do.
Right, that the contacts kind of lined up with the contacts on the board, whereas,
Perfect.
and.
It was a 3-hour project.
The only
Easy
issue
is not a
is-
word that we associate with the
The
TI
only issue
project.
is.
A
it's got- you'll get
3-hour
less battery
project.
life on it, but since it's a battery
Joe.
holder, who cares?
Right, it's easy to change.
Half an hour just to get it open.
Okay, well, it seems to work okay.
Yep, seems to be working, boys and girls. Don't try this at home. If you have
Try
one,
it
if you have a
at
dead
my
one, send it to Jim Mazurek.
Where would they call professionals?
Yes, and do not do
I'm
this at
watching
home.
you do, I didn't know you could do that.
What?
Hot plug it,
Yeah?
there's,
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to do it from the
There's
title
one-
bar screen, from this screen.
right, there's line drivers and receivers on the cartridge.
Yeah, okay.
I've
So
only
it's-
blown
It's set
one
to- it's designed to
cartridge.
do that.
I never knew that,
Yeah.
all these years.
I did
okay.
blow one
Doesn't
aftermarket
technically
cartridge on
be
that.
energized support, I don't think.
Yeah, yeah,
It's got, bus transceiver and line drivers on there, so
okay,
if you do kill it, that's what you're gonna kill, like,
yeah, yeah.
74 LS 244s and 245s.
Running the
Yeah.
final GROM
But
cartridge,
usually they can take a lot of abuse.
Okay,
we're going to go to C for device,
And also the fact that everything's.
and press the period to go to the second. We're on screen 1 of 2.
yeah, you can't really.
Press the
put it
period,
through
now we're on
that.
screen
Yeah,
2 of
yeah.
2, and go down to E for RXB. Now we got RXB. We do a call EA, D for directory. Okay. So we've got, this looks like Waleed Malouli's Clear for Action, Combat in the Age of Sail game. And so we're going to reinitialize the final GROM. And we're going to go down. This is nice when you get one because it's all loaded. It's got TI demos for a regular TI. It's got demos for the F18, which are higher resolution. It's got various devices. Was the mini memory on there? Yeah. Yeah, it'll emulate the mini memory, but not save the data because
I
there's
see
no,
EasyBug is on there as well.
there's no battery backup on here. You get your turbo fourth,
Excuse me.
you have FB fourth, 40 column, 80 column, turbo fourth, 80 column, 40 column. You got an older version of RXB. You got Pascal and Minimem Plus. I wonder what that does. We're going to run, we're not going to run any of these. We're going to press A.
Try EasyBug once and see.
Okay. That was under C for device. And you wanted EasyBug, pressing B for EasyBug. Okay. So this is nice. You can crawl all through the different memories of the TI. and edit it, can't you?
Yeah, I believe it says modify CPU memory. I have a feeling this can be very dangerous in the hands of somebody like me.
Oh.
Well, you shouldn't be able to rewrite it on the console.
Right, all you can do is probably adjust the workspace memory, which will probably, if you don't know what you're doing, cause you to have to physically reset the machine.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or clobber your programs in the
Yeah.
mini memory.
In Micropendium magazine,
Boys and
Jan
girls, don't touch
Janowski
this.
was featured on the cover once or twice with an article called The Portable TI, where he is a ham operator, and by using mini memory and a console and probably a 12 volt to 110 volt inverter, he was,
Big ass battery.
able to go to various ham fests, and it showed him posing on the
On the hood of his
hood of
car.
his car with the portable TI.
And that, I have to tell you, I took those pictures. That was a bit of a cheat. We actually ran, because he didn't have the big battery and didn't want to lug the big battery out. We ran a power cord up and then ran it. He sat on part of it and we ran it up behind him and plugged it into the console so you couldn't see it. But the concept did in fact actually work. It was just a matter of lugging all that stuff out of his basement. It was a very big car battery.
Thanks, Hal.
And-
You've destroyed our illusions. We've
Oh,
had
no,
for the
it
past
actually
50
worked.
years,
And he had the Camtronics cartridge, which fit into the TI, into the console, and then attached to a transmitter. And it was the coolest thing you've ever seen. Incoming text and Morse code, which was translated into English, would then be on the upper half of the screen, and what you were typing was on the lower half of the screen. So if someone was typing to you, or I should say sending code to you, you typed on your console, it then converted it into CW, into International Morse code, and when you pressed a key, it would then send it out as dots and dashes using the transmitter over the air. And it was the coolest thing in the world. For those of us who can send a lot faster than we can receive, it was a real breakthrough, because I can type 50 words a minute, but I can only copy CW at about 20, 25 words a minute with a pencil, or even with a mill, with a typewriter. So I thought it was really a great thing, and he sold the entire operation. And unfortunately, I didn't have the kind of money at the time that he was asking, because he was selling the receiver, the transmitter, Camtronics equipment, and the TI that he'd already modified to take all of this. I didn't have the kind of money he was asking at the time, but it would have been a great investment. For a field day, which is a time when hams go out into various remote locations, usually in a park, a national park, a field, wherever, atop of a hill is the best. They put up antennas, and then for 21 of 24 hours, usually in June, they transmit to other hams, and you give them a number, and they give you a number. It's a very quick contact, as a QSO, and then you write all this down in a log, and you send it into the American Radio Relay League, and they publish the results. And the idea behind it is that you are not using the mains. In other words, you're not using 110 volt current from the plug in your wall. You're using usually a generator, sometimes a wind generator, and some people even nowadays use a solar generator and a big battery bank, so that in the case of an emergency, you can go out and act as emergency communications. And it's been proven in several hurricanes and a couple of different earthquakes to be very, very effective. Enough said.
This is off the F-18 section of the Final Gram demo SD card on demonstrations for F-18. This is called a two-plane scroll, where you have the plane in the front, scrolls right to left, and the plane in the background that scrolls slower. Gives you a real nice illusion of depth. I don't even know if this is a game or something, or if this is just a demonstration to show proof of concept.
Who wrote this? Do we know?
No, I don't. is his assembly. Oh, and you can also carry over the colors from some of these games. Just quitting them abruptly using the reset button doesn't clear the colors.
Cool.
So now what I did want to show is on the Italian Facebook page, Cyril Borelli, I think is how his name's pronounced, Ciroillo.
Yeah, but really, yeah.
Really, he was talking to Francesco Ken Uga, who did the Mars Attacks program that we demonstrated last year. And Ken has another one that I stashed here on the card under I for new games. I think we're going to have to shut the console off here, folks, and restart it. There we go. Reset the phanogram. Yeah, so anyway, under I for new games, yeah, this is an artifact. If you put too many letters here, it just shortens it and puts the number 1 there. So you can have a whole bunch of folders that have the same name. They'll just go 1, 2, 3 if it can't display the whole name here. So in I, we have the Mummy's Tomb. Okay, this is not Ken's game. That's on the SD card. This is something that somebody else has done in the past month.
Terrifying technical.
Turn the sound up a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the second button down from the top. There we go.
And then to get rid of it, we press the
Menu. Top one.
menu button.
Yeah. So it's actually amplifying a weak sound right now. So the Mummy's Tomb was released about 6 months ago, complete with the operating instructions that I sure wish that I'd downloaded too. But I seem to remember in this here the usual archaeologist stuck in a pyramid and collect torches to light up the many traps, collect all treasure from each of the tombs. Where's my character?
Where are those torches?
Okay, that's a trap. You don't want to step on one of those. So there I got the torch.
Can you set fire to a mummy with the torch or something? Oh, I see. You're after the little purple thing.
Yeah, I'm the green character.
And you want to. And something else green just showed up. What is that? That's
coiled up like a snake.
Oh, yeah. Kind of looks like a swan with legs.
So I keep
Here comes
trying
something. Here comes something that looks like somebody in a wheelchair.
darn, I keep trying to get that one torch, and well, that's how these kind of games usually end for me. Oh, I wonder what mayhem is like. Okay.
That's when the guy comes and steals your car.
Oh, that asshole! I hate that guy.
And he calls you up to tell you about it.
Uh-huh.
Which reminds me of another long, true story, very sad story.
Now, when you have
Can't
the-
tell that on-
When you have the torch, it only lasts so long, and you can't move while you're carrying the torch, which is sort of a bummer because, okay, that must have been an extra life. So you have to have the perfect memory to remember where all the traps are.
Oh, you can't see the traps.
No, you can't see the traps. Only when you pick up a torch, and there was only one torch on this level. So I would recommend that you have your phone ready to take a picture of that screen and leave it displayed while you're trying to play the darn game.
Or since this is a TI program, children, you can go into it and modify it and make it a little easier to play. Which if only I knew how to modify programs, I would do. There must be a good cheat somewhere.
Well, I believe people say that takes away the enjoyment and the fun of the game.
Oh, is that what that's all about? Enjoyment?
Yeah.
I always thought it was all about how much frustration you can actually stand before you put your fist through the screen.
Okay, so that was Mummy's Tomb. That was online about 6 months ago. Let me load in a different compact flash card. Yeah, when we got these things, you thought you'd only need one of them. And I actually managed to buy, I think it was 6 or 7 online, brand new, on the eBay.
I mean, they must have made millions of them once upon a time, but you seldom ever see one in the store anymore.
Yeah.
Well, these are
Some people with cameras used to use those quite a bit.
1 gig compact flash cards. This is why I bought 10 of. And format of FAT32, and then once you use the program CFDIR to format them in TI format, you will never see that card again when you plug it into a PC, because only TIDIR will see that card. So you'll plug it in and your computer will tell you card not formatted. Format? No, you really don't want to do that. So right now we're going to go to C for device, period, E for RXB, and we're there. Okay, now we're going to change the floppy disks that we're using on this compact flash card by the command call mount. Could be in lowercase. Call mount 1, the virtual floppy number 1, we want it, and we want the disk 14 end parenthesis. Okay, now we do a call EA for RXB, press D for directory, disk 1. Okay. And that's something we're going to get into later. That's the Miller's Graphics demo. Call mount 15. Call EA directory. Okay. This is the program done by Francesco Canuga called TI-REX. And actually, hell, I want you to play this one.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, I want to see how quickly I can you destroy it? What's
So
it
you can
called?
have fun.
Oh,
There is one key used for control,
I like 1-key games.
the space bar.
That's even better. I seldom miss the space bar.
Now, it'd be nice if it ran.
Well, it's a TI demo.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean I won?
No. And no fooling, this ran last night because I made sure it ran before I brought it here. Doggone it. Try resetting the final ground.
If I told you I was disappointed that I didn't get to play this game, would you believe me?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you're not as good a judge of character as I thought you were. Ah, well, that's new.
It's not extended basic. Yeah, and it's failed. Sorry, Ken.
Maybe that is, in fact, the game. Maybe it's a program to create a green square. Hey, it's more than I can do.
Well, I'll try a different manager. How's that spelled? TIREX-A. Okay. Try a different device. Let's just try C, an editor assembler.
Code 2.
No, it's not. Okay, this is the one that I really wanted to show.
That'll teach you. You jinxed yourself.
3 for loader, run program file. No way it should take that long.
Oh, wait. There may be more. Don't try this at home, children, unless you have a lot more time than we do.
Well,
What is code 2? Program that phone?
the wrong format. Like there's EA3, EA5.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It won't run now. Well,
Why don't you describe it?
well, it's a side-scrolling run and jump, which means the terrain is running under your on-screen character, who's pretty much fixed in position on the screen. And when you press the space bar, he can jump over the obstacles that move from the right to the left. And the obstacles are either solo or double cacti. And then because this is TI Rex, there's a pterodactyl that flies just about at head height. And you can't duck under him, so you got to jump over him. And he usually shows up just when you're going to land on a cactus if you do jump over the flying reptile. Let's do a call unmount one. Because I did a call mount on top of another one, and the manufacturer recommends you do an unmount to clear the file, and he said that this could happen. We'll do a call unmount one. Do a buy. Well, we got different screen color this time. Go back to the final ground. Okay, it's TI Rex. We'll try selecting it again.
Well, we're back to the pretty green.
Doggone it. It is the one thing I wanted to demonstrate today. Oh, well. Okay, by selecting load off of disk 3, that's where I stash the compact flash manager programs, because usually in the TI world, you don't use a floppy disk number 3. So on all the compact flash cards I have, that was the most convenient place to stash that to where it's always available. So now you can do file utilities, the individual volume utilities, or miscellaneous. Let's press 2 for volume utilities. You can catalog an individual volume, back it up, erase, rename it, format it. Let's do a 6 for list. Hello? Well, I can't even list it. I wonder if there's something wrong with this card or with the, go shut the machine down and check this out. Make sure everything's plugged in okay. Yeah. This is what happens when you check your work the night before. Because they tell it select the load program off of disk 3. Oh, okay, now it crashes. Well, catalog's disk 3. And we've got load, and we've got compact flash manager. I can run that directly by selecting it with the arrow key. And we're having unknown problems.
Well, there's a break in the action.
Yeah, to edit the load program to look for disk 3. And it's loading the compact flash manager fine. Do 2 for volume information. Let's do 6 for list again. There, that's what's supposed to happen. Every once in a while, this thing's touchy. So anyway, we have volume 1 is the first virtual floppy in the library. Volume 2. Here's number 3, my utilities programs. And then we have like the F18 utilities, miscellaneous stuff, Tomy Tutor. And here at 14, you've got the Miller Graphics demo. And here on disk 15, we've got TI Rex. So I'm going to load number 14 into virtual floppy number 1. And you can also do a catalog of, here it asks you which volume do you want that's in your library. If I type in 14, here it comes up with the disk name, Miller Graphic Demo, how many are free, how many are used, And this is an acronym that Craig Miller used for the various programs he had. We can catalog 15, and there's TI-REX. Now, I thought I had loaded that into virtual disk number 1. We can quit. Call unmount. Unmount 1, unmount 2. Okay, we'll call them out. What one was Miller Graphic Demo? 14?
14, yeah.
So we'll put disk 14 into drive 1. And disk 15 in drive 2. Do a buy. And we'll select disk 1 load. Okay, this is the menu screen for Craig Miller's graphics demo. Battle over Titan, which was BOT. The Pharaoh's Tomb, that acronym was TPT. Casino Blackjack is fun. My favorite is Blackbeard's Treasure. 5 is Alphabet Soup. It's a education game for children. And 6, Crazy Funhouse, sort of reminds me of the Mummy's Tomb there, because stuff likes to disappear on you just when you wish it wouldn't. But let's go to number 4, Blackbeard's Treasure.
I'm not really monitoring anybody else. Chat, I've got the chat up on there.
Now here's a nice routine from Jim Peterson's Tiger Cub library on scrolling the sprites left and right automatically like that. That's actually like 1 or 2 lines of code. It's very simple. Craig Miller is a mathematical genius. He had his smart programming guide for sprites. And in that, he would use a line of code with mathematical routines in it for selecting your, doing a call motion on the sprite, accepting the input from your joystick, and doing a detect coincidence all in one line. And it ran fast because the computer compiles 1 line of code at a time. So rather than having 3 or 4 lines, you had 1. And he was able to stack stuff. Okay, Hal, how about a dramatic reading?
15 men on the dead man's chest. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Your 5-man diving team has found the lost treasure of Blackbeard the pirate. Unfortunately, it's at the bottom of a shark-infested sea. It's protected by 2 giant octopuses. Or is that octopussy? Well, anyway.
It'd be octopi, but we'll give
Octopi.
Craig a
Well,
break
never mind.
here.
Okay, warning. The sharks haven't been fed since the last time someone played this game, and they love to eat divers. Oh, ho, ho. Press C to continue, if you dare.
Well, I did.
All right, are we going to do more of this?
It's the number 1 joystick, and here it is.
Here it is, right there, for real. All right, and let's see. The number 1 joystick are the arrow keys E, S, D, and X. You've never heard of those before. Will move your diver off the boat and about the water. If your diver is moving down and you press the left or right arrow key, he will decrease his down motion and increase his sideways motion. Try it if you dare.
All right, here we go. Yeah,
Uh-oh, I'm going to try it.
yeah.
D stands for disaster, which is my middle name, but okay. Try it down.
I'll go sideways.
And it doesn't work. There it goes, sideways. And now
Yeah, he's not going down as fast the more you go.
and there
sideways.
he goes up
You
and
go up.
out of the picture and down, and he's out of control. And this is how you die quickly in this game.
Lots of troubles.
Lots of trouble here.
Lots of bubbles.
Ah, yes. And now I try to reverse the motion, and there he goes up again and out of. Now he's got the bends, and so either way he's dead. You either get eaten or you get the bends. Boys and girls at home, take note of this and modify your behavior. Study hard so that you don't ever have to become a diver and dive with the sharks. Do not even haunt aquaria. That's the plural of aquarium.
Hold down the C key to continue. All right.
C is in crash. Your diver will move slower on the sandy bottom than he does while swimming in the water. Well, that makes sense. If you're trying to swim through sand, it always slows you down. If you place the diver's down hand, whatever that is, on the treasure, he will pick it up. Oh, he can hold it up to three. He can hold the 3 treasures at a time, but each one will decrease his maximum ascent speed. To add the treasures your diver is holding to your score, you must bring him back to the middle of the boat, and he'll automatically climb aboard. Well, that's very, very convenient for him. However, he's probably going to be eaten by a shark while this is happening. So please, boys and girls, don't be terribly disappointed when this happens. I don't want to hear any whining. I don't want to hear any crying. Please do not send postcards or letters.
And here's your scoring.
CTIUG group. Every 10 treasures you bring up, the difficulty level will increase by 1, increasing the number of sharks, and 2, increasing the speed of the sharks and octopi. And you know what that is. That's the plural of octopussy. For every 20 treasures you bring up, you'll receive an extra diver, which just will prolong your agony playing this game, boys and girls. Good luck. Well, good luck. Perhaps you'll crash out on the first time. But P.S., playing with the octopi, you know what that means, or petting the sharks could be hazardous to your health. Yes, I can vouch for that about the octopi, at least. That can be very bad for your health. Although,
Now you have your
never
selection.
mind, boys and girls.
You can play with the number 1 joystick or 2 the arrow keys. I'm going to select the joystick here.
It's time.
Initializing. Please wait. Okay, there's your ship. There's the sharks.
Where did she go? Good. Apparently you can touch the coral without the penalty, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, I've got 3 objects now. And I've got to try to make it to the ship.
And the sharks will not dive down to get you, huh?
No, you have to avoid them.
Gotta get to the middle of the boat. We forgot to mention the fanfare that you get when you do one of these things.
Now, a couple fun things happen. If your character is eaten by a shark on the way up, he drops the treasures and they land back on the bottom of the
No,
ocean.
I don't think that's what happens. I think the shark poops. He spits out everything that doesn't taste good or goes with ketchup, you
Do
know.
sharks actually poop or do they regurgitate?
No.
I don't know.
And if an octopus gets you, it plays sinister music and the octopi scuttles off to the bottom of the screen.
Mhm. That's the way it is with these octopi.
Now, these guys are sort of strange. This must be one of those circular coral reefs because they disappear off the right side of the screen and appear on the left side of the screen. You can get a pretty good clip going up.
Oh,
Whoops.
wasn't good.
We got 5 treasures. I'll try to get 10. And,
Yeah, we need more sharks. By all means, get some more sharks.
see, that's it. That's his hand that's outstretched.
Is that it?
So only from your perception, he can only pick up treasures off the left side of him.
I see. Well, everyone has a handicap in the world. So.
Yeah, and he's got a nice routine where the frequency of the beeps changes depending on your depth.
Everybody's got a handicap. I've been married for 45 years. So.
Sorry.
Oh, that was close. Can you only pick up 3 at a time?
Yeah, it said that. in the
That's right. Yes,
instructions.
I remember that from my dulcet tones.
8,
Oh, you got
Oh.
11.
9, 10, 11.
Oh, good.
Now you've got more sharks.
Now you've got the chartreuse sharks. Those are the real fierce kinds. That's it.
The
Those are-
TI cyan screen sharks.
Yes, that's it.
But they've repopulated the treasures on the bottom.
Oh, good. More treasures. We still have the plain old black octopusy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
I've only played this game so much, so I don't know if you get another octopi.
Another octopus. That's a single.
Mhm.
Singular. Well, now you're getting purple treasures though. You better run or swim.
You ever try running wearing lead shoes?
No, but I understand it's very popular in New York amongst gangsters.
Oh,
I thought it was cement overshoes.
Well, yeah, the lead shoes and the cement overshoes, They take no chances. John Gotti knows what he's doing. And, he's not playing any TI games. He's out there making big money. Killing people and making big money.
and that's how you play this game. 17. Oh, I guess I should try to get 20 treasures. Yeah, so this must be like one of those circular coral reefs, because the octopi just walk around one direction,
Yep.
and they show up in the other.
Well, there's a lot of them out there, there goes the neighborhood. You get a free play.
Oh, here's even
Reminds-
more sharks.
Reminds me of W.C. Fields. First prize is week in Philadelphia. Second prize is 2 weeks.
Uh-huh. So my imagination, or are these octopi getting faster?
They're getting
Yeah, they
faster,
were faster.
meaner. They're gonna. Everybody knows. You mess
The
with
music
me and
is
octopus,
nice.
you
Dive again.
die again.
Diver Dan.
Take the bee out and die again.
Yeah. Yeah, he has fun with the music. You can do a function 4, break it, list it, and so you can see all the code. You can modify it if you want it. Here's call motion, call position, where he squeezes 3 lines worth of code into 1 line. Call coincidence. Look how long line 170 is. 170 to 180. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff. Call motion, call position, if, then, else, call graphics character. And he does a
So
great
double
job.
colon's the delimiter for commands then?
In extended basic, you could put more than 1 line's worth of code in 1 line.
Okay,
And the double colon is
Yeah.
the way of doing it.
yeah.
Yep. Try loading disk 1 again. much on?
Oh, no, I'm enjoying watching this.
Oh, okay. I mean, to me, a lot of times there's nothing duller than watching somebody else play a video game. I like to demonstrate these things. So here's the Pharaoh's Tomb. I recommend you edit this program so you can see the trapdoors all the time. Because, okay, Hal?
I'm up again. During the third dynasty of the ancient empire, there ruled a great pharaoh with enormous wealth. He commanded that all his wealth should be placed in a special tomb that was built over a very, very deep pit. We know a little bit about deep pits, don't we, in this group? The myths about the tomb tell us that the trapdoors and walls move. You've also heard that the king's ghost is still there protecting his treasure to this day. Oh, press C to continue. The arrow keys, our old friends S, E, S, D, and X will move the daring party of your 5-person team. That's 5-man team, 5-person team. We are very politically correct, if nothing else in this group.
Even 1985.
Yeah, about the tomb, and when placed on a treasure, they will pick it up. Well, that makes some sense. You must then remember the path that you took so that you can bring the treasure back out of the tomb. Of course, everybody wants to bring the treasure back out of the tomb. I mean, all right. Each member of your team carries a portable drill to remove blocks in their path. I presume this is a battery-powered drill?
Yeah, cordless.
Because otherwise it's a very long extension cord. To use the drill, hold down the arrow key in the direction of the block you wish to drill through. Do not drill through your team members. They will not appreciate this. Each member of your team can use their drill 3 times to drill through blocks. We emphasize this. Do not attack your team members. If the wall closes up around you, may you use your drill only 2 more times. If your drill is used up and you try to drill another block or run into the walls too often, you might bring out the king's ghost. Ooh. And if he catches you, he may drop a block on you. He may do other things to you, but we can't discuss this on a family show. For every 10 treasures you bring out, another person will join your team. Oh, God. And the level of difficulty will automatically increase. Plus, you'll have to split the treasure up a whole bunch of different ways.
Yeah. You get rewarded by a tougher game. Huh?
That's right. You get rewarded by a tougher game, and the trapdoors don't move around during the game. Whew. If I saw a ghost, I know I wouldn't stand still. Good luck. Press C to continue if you dare.
Here we go with this logarithmic spiral where each sprite has a different speed, but after they go across the screen a few times, they all wind up being in the same vertical line again. There we go. Okay, so we're starting at the bottom of the screen. Only one person allowed on there at a time. There are trap doors. You can see where the treasures are, and you can see where the blocks are, but you don't know where the trap doors are. And I would recommend hacking this game to make the trap doors visible at all times. So unless you're a klutz like me and you hit up instead of down or something like that, you're not likely to get hit by one. Okay, so lock up.
Remember, boys and girls, playing this game is voluntary. You don't have to do it if you don't want
to. These are blocks. I have to hold the key in the direction and drill through this first set of blocks. Okay, I used the drill once. It'd be nice if it told you how many times you've used it, but there's debris still there. Go up 1. Okay, move over there. Okay. I didn't move there, but I did move here. Okay. No, I don't know if you can have more than one treasure in your hand at a time. He didn't say if you could do that. Okay.
You have to take each treasure back each time?
Well, here, we'll try to get a second treasure.
Yeah, go for 3 there.
No. No, it won't let me.
Apparently the treasures will fart if you don't have a free hand.
They'll make a rude noise.
Rude noise.
That treasure was a whoopee cushion. And there's a trap door because I stumbled. I went one too many times.
So the question is, does this game get sneaky, trapdoor onto the treasure?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't remember if he'll ever do that or not. Now, here's a spot where I sort of without using the drill, I have to go up here. And I don't think there's any artificial intelligence that will deliberately place a trap right in front of me or not. I think it's pretty randomized.
Oh,
There you go.
Answer my question.
Yes, well,
Okay.
so much for that, boys and girls.
Yes. To answer your question, yes. They will put a trap door under the treasure.
Well, now let's see what we've learned here, boys and girls.
Sort of funny how they, okay. Well, where do you want to go now?
Burger King.
That's the third time I've used that drill with this guy.
How many times can you use it?
3.
3 times. That's
Then
it.
what do you have to do?
Well, if a block forms around you, like that one time the Pharaoh dropped the block next to me, I had to actually use it to drill myself out. So I don't think we're allowed to.
Use it anymore?
Well, here, we'll go to try.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've been ghosted.
That's what happens if you try to use it. And you see, now I got to waste another drill
Just to get
because he's built up a second wall there.
Ghosted again. You see how to get out of this, boys and girls? You simply drill into the wall 3 times.
The only
And
way to win is not to play.
you can't lose if you're not playing. To paraphrase the Illinois motto. You can't lose it if you don't lose it.
There's another one where the treasure was on top of a trapdoor. That plays the spooky
Oh, I
music
thought that was a
again.
siren. I thought they were calling an ambulance or something.
Yeah, I want to see the traps. Oh, gee. Yeah. Got a few of them, huh?
Remember, boys and girls, in 1982, Greg Miller was charging money for this. Let that be a lesson to you.
Here's the crazy fun house. What time you got?
2:45?
Okay, because I should go downstairs and refeed a meter. Want instructions? Yes. Now?
It's here.
Object. To clear each maze of all dots and trip squares for high score. Each dot and trip square, whatever the hell that is worth 10 points. Press C to continue. Oh, you didn't give me a chance. Trip squares. Here it comes.
Sorry.
The definition. Depending on the number of dots you pick up prior to stepping on a trip square, one of the following items will happen. Just one. The maze will turn invisible.
Or
Or one ghost will come out to chase you, or 7 ghosts will come out and float through the maze. Press C to continue.
so one will chase you, or the 7 come out and just float around and may or may not.
Yeah, one of these things might happen. Invisible maze. If you step on a trip square while the maze is invisible, one of 3 things will happen. The maze may become visible. 1 ghost may come out. 7 ghosts may come out. This is pure chance. 1 ghost out. If you step on a trip square while 1 ghost is out and the maze is visible, and then the fun house may turn red and you can chase the ghost for bonus points, or the maze may become invisible. The bonus points are equal to 100 times the level. Press C to continue. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. That's 1 ghost out.
Anybody here ever read Robert E. Heinlein's book, Starship Troopers?
Oh, yeah.
Well, part of the entrance exam was to follow instructions like this.
Yes.
And he
flunked
he
the first time, didn't he?
called one of the instructors who said there's no questions. And the student, after reading this 1.5 pages of instructions, said, there's no way you can win this. The instructor said, no questions, just go and play the game. And if you go through it, I think he's probably right. The instructions contradicted themselves to the point to where you couldn't win it, or you couldn't, I forget exactly what it was, but they had very, very
So
similar.
if you follow it to the end, you're officer material, and if you
If you just read the first line, you can accumulate a high score, but they always have all these contradictions later on in the instructions.
In college, I actually had a class where there was one test. I think it was a midterm, if I recall correctly. There were 100 questions on it, and he said, the instructor had you turn your paper over, and he said, I'll read the instructions before proceeding. You may now begin. Nobody read the damn instructions. And the first instruction was, go to question 89 or something like that and answer the question, and do not proceed. There, everybody filled the whole thing out for 2 hours and turned them all in, and we got our papers back. He said everybody failed. You all got the same grade. He said nobody read the instructions. The instructions were, do not do anything except go to question 89 and fill it out. And had you read the instructions and done it, you'd have been the only one. Well, none of us did it. About 25 of us failed that test. Well, that was just kind of his test, because then we had another test the following week.
One of his little
And
testies.
everybody read the instructions.
Okay, here it is with 1 ghost out. Well, 1 ghost is out, the maze is invisible, and the lights may flash on and off, or the maze may become visible. If 7 ghosts are out and the maze is invisible, and one of 3 things will happen. The lights may flash on and off, or the 7 ghosts may disappear, or a blue square will light up in the middle of the fun house. What does that do? While the blue square is lit up, you may stand on it and press the fire button on the number 1 joystick to knock off the ghosts one at a time to collect bonus points, which are equal to 10 times the level.
There are 3 timers in this game which determine the amount of time the fun house will stay red, how long the ghost will stay out, or how long the blue square will stay lit. As the level gets higher, you'll have less time to collect the bonus points. Yeah, if anybody's still listening, you may press C to continue. I didn't think so. Well,
I think we are about to have the.
yeah, I think maybe we'll time out here
Yeah.
before we press another C. Oh, no, I guess we don't.
Levels.
Levels. Oh, there are 72 levels, and as they increase, the timers will run shorter. The ghosts will move faster, and the bonus points will
There is
increase.
no game, it's just instructions.
Yes, for every 10,000
No,
points,
that's a
you
good
receive an
idea. I
extra
never thought
man
of
and
that.
get to play some more.
An April Fool's game.
Right, just-
Welcome to
yeah,
the Crazy
follow
Fun House.
people
Press C to continue.
All the OCD people get to the end and be
Yeah.
upset.
Okay.
And what it says at the very end is, this game is still being written
Coming
in
soon
progress.
to a
Yes,
TI near you.
yeah, tune in 15 years to receive your next, set of instructions.
Ron, are you going down?
I got so tired of writing instructions, I decided not to write this game. Oh, I ran out. The TI's limitations on the amount of memory you can have.
There's a buck and a half on
caused
that
us to
spot.
not be able to finish this
39.
game.
39.
Yes.
All right, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
We'll still be reading the instructions when you get back. You won't miss the game.
So,
Well, it's actually just a maze of instructions.
That's it, Joe.
yeah.
Welcome to the Crazy Fun House. Press C to continue.
I hate to do this while Brian's gone because he's going to miss all the
Oh,
fun.
you just keep pressing C until, you know.
Play.
If you hold down any key while your logo is coming out on the screen, you'll jump over the title screen to the instruction prompt. If you press M and then press a G at this prompt, you'll access the test mode. Then you can pick the level you want to start on.
Okay.
Press
So
C to continue.
Hold down any key
Oh, don't just
to
hold
get
down
to the
any-
instruction, then press M and then G. Okay.
Or just hold down any key, period. Oh, look, a bunch of little wheelchairs.
Crash.
Yay! That was a great game.
Yeah, when Ryan comes back, we'll tell him what a wonderful game he missed. And all you people at home, don't you dare write anything on the chat screen. Don't you dare.
Okay, here comes the logo screen.
Oh, you are going to try it again. No, absolutely not. No.
Oh, there it is.
Level 32. Let's go. Go for the gold. Yeah, go for the gold. There it is. It's all right. Oh,
There's the ghost chasing you.
the maze just disappeared. Well, that was mercifully quick.
Can we do this without hitting any of those trip squares?
Oh, is that what that is? I thought that was a treasure.
I thought you have to clear the trip squares.
Yeah, where are the treasures? We're just,
The
I know we're eating the treasures right now, right? They're little dots. And if you
I think that was one of the trip squares.
Yeah, you ran over one point.
if you eat enough of the trip squares,
There's your friendly neighborhood ghost.
Now, he doesn't have to worry about.
oh, bummer. Wait, you bounced.
Yeah, I think
What
you
does that
can
mean?
do something to the
Still.
ghost.
I don't know if you're trying to catch him or.
I think he's trying to catch you, isn't he? I'm waiting for the blue square.
Which later evolved into the blue screen of death.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, this is another one of those. Good, there's the blue square. Kill all the ghosts one at a time. Where are they? How do you kill them? Yeah, they never bother to tell you how to kill the ghosts.
I think it's automatic when you.
Well, they seem to be kind of ghostly. They can go right through them. Uh-oh. When they hit you as opposed to you hitting them, I guess.
Well, I think it depends on the mode that the ghosts are in. There's weird instructions that if this,
Yeah.
if this, part this,
Yes. Could be
Yes.
mood of the ghost. If the ghost is in a happy frame of mind, he leaves you alone.
Yeah.
If he's having a bad day, he just, goes after you and chases you down.
I think the dots are the treasures.
Yeah, that must be it. You must be getting points for the dots because you're not getting points for anything else that I can see. Well, it gives us a new phrase, eat my dots.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
there's your neighborhood friendly ghost.
Was that thing labeled G for ghost?
Could be. Can't really tell from the distance I'm at. Maybe it's G for Google.
Or G for graphics. Or it's G for God Almighty. Okay.
Now.
Oh,
Notice how no matter where you are, when you're hit by the ghost, you will go at the correct velocity and direction to fall out that trap door at the bottom of the
yeah,
screen.
they don't want you to bounce it off the wall, so
No.
none of that.
Well, I've only seen fun houses like this in the Twilight Zone, so. Uh-oh.
Well, there it is. There's the blue screen of death again.
Okay, the screen flashed.
Oh, there's
Okay.
the purple square. You can get to it.
Oh, it.
Too slow.
I did have it memorized with the shape of the maze, and it disappeared before I could get to it. And this guy changes his direction and velocity depending on. Oh, great. Now the maze is invisible, and I can't see any of the dots. Thank you. The 1 joule of Evanston's parking garage meter is if you put money in the machine, and then before it's expired, you go to put more money on the space,
Clears it.
it doesn't add it. It erases any time that was left on that space. So I only had enough coins for like half an hour, so I put that in, and I had to go back to the car and get more coins, and then I went to put those in, and instead of getting my 2 hours, I got an hour and a half of time.
Instead, you make donations. to the
Yeah.
city of
Yeah.
Evanston.
Oh, and it gets better. It gets better. If somebody puts in 2 hours in a meter, and then pulls out of that meter after 10 minutes, and you pull into that meter, you think, oh, I've got 2 hours of time. You don't, because they go by license plate, each in downtown Evanston. So they're constantly getting more and more and more.
Okay, we're about to clear the maze here. There's 1 treasure left.
Do it, do it, do it. Let's see what happens. Nothing.
And you get another maze.
Get another
But
maze.
notice the shapes that make up the maze are different.
Probably.
Yeah.
The other one was weird
And a
shapes.
little harder
These are
to
all
see. I'm
blocks.
pretty sure if you play it long enough,
Put it on somebody.
the whole thing will be invisible. You won't be able to see your cursor. You'll just be able to hear the noise when it crashes.
It's terrible.
So much for payoff. There was a fellow in Ohio that made a game, if you remember, and the payoff was you got to read a Bible verse when if you beat the game.
Can you imagine that? Yeah.
Chris, what was his name?
I
Yeah.
I don't know, I've got a copy of
Mr. Bodenmiller
Bodenmiller.
did
that's it.
the, gosh, I forget what that game was that he did. It was rather well written, ran pretty fast, and he had a Christian religious message
That's right, yeah.
at the end of it.
Eminently forgettable.
Someone will do it.
Yeah.
This is Casino Blackjack. Okay, so we're gonna need you to play this one. You know,
We know,
'cause
yeah, I think we know how to
We-
do this one.
don't have Irv or
Yeah.
don't have Al anymore to play the card game. So this is a regular blackjack, but see, I never understood splitting and doubling down and everything else on that on blackjack. That was too
Well, the best thing when you
complicated.
go to a blackjack table is take your money and just hand it to the croupier and walk away because you're going to
Here's
lose
the
it.
teach mode. Shows you the rule. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Hit and split. So how do you stand? Entering.
Oh, you can.
No, stand,
You
don't
can.
double down.
That's
Sorry.
right. You can't stand because then you
HDS.
stand a chance of winning, and house rules forbid that.
Okay, and it uses abbreviations here like DC, dealer's card equals 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, the ring. So 8 and above, 8 through ace. It doesn't tell you which because it doesn't matter because they're all.
That's right.
Let's try teach and play
Sure.
with one deck so we can count cards.
That's it, yes, let's count cards. Shuffling. Of course, you're playing against the computer just shuffled the cards. The computer knows exactly which card you're gonna play.
Actually, I have noticed that in TI blackjack where it stacks the deck to where no matter if you hit or stand, you'll bust, but the same card he would have won on. You know, and I like, how can this always happen for every, play of the game? It just seems suspicious.
Use the same book.
Because the person who wrote
Yeah.
that game is trying to teach you a life lesson. Don't do this, boys and girls. Do
Okay. So we have an ace and an 8. We have 18, and you're trying to get as close to or equal to 21. We're running one deck.
Stand or run
Well,
away.
you got 19 down below if you count it that way.
10 and 1. Oh,
So I would stand on a 19.
You had a Y for yes or what?
I don't know what you hit. Oh, you hit.
Well, that'll teach you.
I pressed a D. It kept saying stand. I pressed Y. I pressed S. Bet.
Yeah, so what, I must assume that if you continue, that it's treating it as a.
Yeah, press FM.
Always double down on 11. Okay. And the dealer won anyway.
Yes, that's when you press FM. And the last word is me.
Yeah.
The M stands for me, and you can tell
Yeah.
what the F stands for.
Bet $2. Total -8.
Well, how can, if you're already in the hole, what have you got left to bet with?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's not like casino blackjack.
That's an 18, so I'd stand on that.
Okay.
Oh, you're
I
right.
pressed enter to stand
Okay.
because
Yeah.
S is split, D is double down, and
I presume you're the one on the bottom, or?
Yeah.
Well, couldn't aces also be ones? Couldn't they be ones?
yeah, like you had said, depending
Yeah.
on the way they count them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can. I think if you, well, I'm not sure how it's programmed, but if you start to take a hit on one where you could be like at 19 like you were before, I think then it assumes a lower value and then it just keeps
Yeah.
going.
So unless you get a deuce, you'd be better off to stand. And,
Here's the program that I printed out like 20 years ago when
Oh,
I first
geez.
got this.
Bring my glasses.
Notice this is on non-perf tractor feed paper. Okay, stand, we've got what, yeah, all right, I'll
19.
stand. He doesn't say press enter to stand.
No, it doesn't.
no, we don't tell you how to do that. Player wins.
Mhm.
You bet 100?
Yeah,
Oh, wow, good. That's
I wanted to see how far negative would
sure.
would go.
That's a good way to get rid of your money as fast as you possibly can.
Do you remember the slot machine game we like so
Oh,
much?
yeah.
It's got that real nice ching sound
Yeah,
as the coins
clunk,
come out of the
clunk, clunk,
dispenser. And that one, it is hard to lose consistently and get it down all the way down to 0.
Yeah,
And I think it was Dr. Eric Bray had mentioned on the TI-99 user group Facebook page that if you get down to 0, it just says, you've lost all your money.
yeah.
But now your favorite program, TI Casino by Ken Gilliland, you have to borrow money from the credit office first to enter the casino.
Oh, yeah.
And if you leave while you owe money before you pay them back,
Bruno comes out and threatens you.
And
And then you save the game, and then the next time you start out, you're already in debt before you even begin to play. Yeah.
okay.
And they print out, I think they print out a check. If you win,
Yeah.
they print out a check for you,
Mhm.
which is, of course, non-negotiable unless you run into somebody really thick.
Well, Ken said to send printouts of your checks of your winnings to him, and he would post a
Yeah.
roster.
I think that's a great idea. I wonder if he's still doing that.
Yeah, see, it doesn't say what your score is. You
know
actually
what
have
that
to read that.
Yeah, that's a 20 right there, so I wouldn't, if I were you. And that's a 19.
I know
You're on a roll.
But that's what we changed.
Well, in
the
case of a
guess
tie,
part.
the dealer wins.
Always, yeah.
Also strong.
Actually,
It's asking
it's a
if you want
push,
to stand,
I think
right?
we call it, and you start over.
It makes
Either
the
one.
Oh, okay.
turns, but I without going to the little code, I couldn't tell you where the goes cycle was.
Yeah. The worst you can do is 18, so go ahead, or 19. Take a hit. There you go. Now you got your 18, so 8.
Isn't there
Push.
something about if the
See?
dealer draws 5 cards and does not bust, you win anyway? There's
I
something
think the
that-
dealer is compelled to keep drawing, I think,
until he gets 5 cards.
until he gets
or
5 cards,
21.
yeah. So,
Mhm.
but that's a push,
Yeah.
as it says right down. That's 18.
I have 2 excellent books at home that were written a while back that are complementary with each other. One is How to Win at Casino Games, like you're going to go to Las Vegas, and this is the strategies for winning at the card, dice, and roulette games. And the other one is How You're Always Robbed at Casino Games.
Yeah.
And the guy devotes quite a lot of time to the street corner card game called 3-Card Monte, where they show you 3 cards right side up, and one of them's like the ace or something. They flip them upside down, and they shuffle them around, and you've already bet your money, and you have to point at the card that you think is the right one. Well, no matter what you do, it'll always be a low card because the guy's a card sharp and he manages to scuffle stuff around. Well, you still got 1 chance out of 3. And if you make a mistake and accidentally point at the winning card, there'll be a distraction in the crowd, or somebody will yell cops or something like that, and the guy will knock the cardboard box over and scatter all the cards, and everybody takes off to the 4 points of the compass.
The manual that shows you how to win, the book that says how to win at cards, you open it up, and the first one is don't play.
Yeah,
And all the rest of them are blank pages. Take notes.
apparently this is a popular scam done by traveling groups of people in the big city. And part of the scam is no matter who else is playing the game and you see them winning, no matter what gender, what race, what social class of income, or how they're dressed, they're all shills.
Oh, yeah.
They're all part of the game.
Sure.
So if you see somebody winning, they're not just somebody who walked up. They're there to get your confidence, because again, this is a con game, to get somebody to bet.
Years and years and years ago, almost 50 years ago now, I was at Carnival, and I was looking for a place
Well, the dealer busted.
to find the men's room. So I kind of went behind a tent, and I heard 2 guys talking, and one guy said to the other, he said, "It's a blue flower today," and then he walked away. I didn't know what that meant until I saw a guy with a blue flower go to one of these things where you hit the you take a big sledgehammer, a big sledgehammer, and you hit the little pellet, and it sends the steel ball, the weight up and ring the bell. And it suddenly dawned on me what that was. And so I looked around, and there was a little teeny weeny violet. And I put the little teeny weeny violet in my lapel buttonhole, and I walked up to the place where you throw the balls. They give you 3 balls, and I went like this. I sort of pointed to the little blue flower, and the guy nodded, handed me 3 balls, and they set up the cans. Well, when you're that far away, you're half a room away, you can't see the way they set them up. You have to knock off all the cans. You have to knock them off the tray in order to win something. Well, when he set them up at the very back of the table. And so I threw the balls very gently like this. I practically throw them like you throw a dart instead of winding up like some guys want to fire as fast as they can. Well, I threw them, and I hit them very gently, and of course they all fell off. And I won a teddy bear. And the idea was to bring the teddy bear back later on, of course. But I gave the teddy bear to a girl that I knew at the time, and I threw the flower away. And I said, I think maybe we should go now.
So
So
took
we
them at
did,
their own
and-
game.
Yeah, and she kept the teddy bear for a while until she gave it to her niece or something. And I never went back to that carnival again.
I wouldn't either. You're probably walking the gate and they'll yell, "Hey, Rube."
Yeah, they would know that when they've been screwed.
Here's battle over Titan. Let's read the instructions.
How do they pronounce that again? Battle. Oh, Titan.
Titan.
Oh, I was thinking it was. I can remember another time when we were. Never mind. It's a long story, and I digress. There is 2033. Ooh.
It's not that far away anymore.
No,
not
it's like
anymore.
1984, written in 1948. Anyway, your short-range scanner has located Torg craft that are out to destroy your outpost on Titan.
Mhm.
I was going to say Titian, but that's wrong.
Titan, that's one of the moons of
Jupiter,
Saturn?
I think it is.
Jupiter?
Or Saturn, Jupiter. Anyway, and I thought it was.
It's where Thanos was born. You think I'd remember? I
I
can
thought it was
remember
spelled
that.
Triton,
You know,
but anyway. You have a 5 fighter drones.
Jim,
That
Eros
are-
mentor. Yeah,
Oh, you should remember that stuff. You're one of those
it
people.
was a
that-
fun comic series.
Oh, yeah. You have 5 fighter drones that are in working order. The rest are in for repair. Isn't that just like, isn't that just like
Darn
galactic
them parts
warfare
are nothing
where
but
half of
trouble.
them don't work? Yeah. The Torgs don't realize it, but because of their number of their ships, their laser scanners are interfering with one another, which is creating weak. This is hard to read. Which is creating weak area. Oh, thank you. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
It's just gotten much harder to
Yeah.
read, boys and girls. Monitor status.
See, this is
Active.
why I made a tri viewer. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, and put it right in the middle of the table.
Oh,
It's a
creating
small
weak
screen,
areas
but
in their
everybody's got
scanner
like
and laser
one, right?
weapon aiming system.
Yeah.
How the hell? All right. So there's a weakness in their laser system.
Well, let's see what it is. I'll
And we're
press
gonna
the C
we're going
button.
to employ our methods to knock these SOBs down. Anyway, these weak areas will show up on your scanner monitor as blue areas. This is, I don't know if you can notice this at home, boys and girls, but the screen is blue. Blue on blue will be a little harder to find, but never mind. If you keep your drone moving in these blue areas, they can only fire randomly. But if you stay in one place too long, they'll be able to find you. Ooh. If your drone drifts out of the safe zones, they will be able to lock on the target and destroy it. Oh, that's good to know. Their laser weapons are energy seeking. So for safety, for God's sake, your drone will shut down all power when they fire. Whew. Good to know. If you're out of power, it means they're firing at you. Be careful. You don't drift into an unprotected area. And the ever-present press C to continue. Sometimes it would be nice if they press Z or X or something. Anyway, any key on your fire button will launch your drone. Any key on your fire button? How many keys do you have on your fire button?
Or the fire button.
Or the fire button.
Not and, or.
Oh.
If
If you're in
else.
range, your phasers are very accurate. Good to know. Any key on the RH side of the keyboard, or I presume that stands for right hand.
Mhm.
Now, why they would try and save those tiny number of pixels to not spell that anyway. Or the fire button will engage your self-aiming phasers. Okay. If you're in range, your phasers will fire. If you're not, a flashing red dot will indicate their position. For every Torg ship you destroy, you get 500 points. If you get enough points, they'll make you play this game again. So be careful, boys and girls. Bring another drone out of repair. You could theoretically be condemned to play this game forever if you're really good at it. All right. Time is crucial. You can waste a lot of it playing this game. Oh, I'm sorry. Each second after you launch costs you 2 points. Once again, press C to continue. No, I don't think.
We love you, Craig, and if you ever came to a Chicago meeting, you could actually defend yourself.
I think he actually did come to one of the early ones, if I'm not mistaken. You'd have to ask. I only made the second one or third one, so
Just knock at
85.
the door and there's a pissed off guy with a gun in his hand. You know?
Oh,
And
Craig,
his tablet, he's watching.
we're only
the
kidding,
show,
you know. We're only kidding. If you're still in the TI market to make money, you're probably already gnawing through the foundation of your building right now. Anyway, we're gonna press keys. We're gonna press C and figure out what this little thing is down here. And
I think that's to demonstrate
is
how
that
your
it?
drone moves. There, I'm moving it
There
to
it
the
is.
left,
There it is.
moving it up,
Up,
to the right.
right.
Okay, it only does the
Yeah.
4 compass points. It doesn't do diagonals.
That's a nice
and
looking drone. Craig.
Instantly,
Let's see if
when
it'll
you
come
move
off the
up,
screen.
it makes a right turn. It doesn't do the velocity change thing.
Will it go through the text on the screen? That's what I'd like to know.
Oh.
It tucks in its tail when you stop it too. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Right on off and up. Here comes another one. And faster. And another one. And another one.
Okay, so speed
And
is
another one.
cumulative.
And another one. And another one.
But instantly, when you change direction, it's back to speed 1.
Well, now wait a minute. Let's go all the way off the screen. Let's find out if it comes back faster on the other side. This is something we should know. I'd already speeded up, sir. See? It's speeding up again. And again. And again. And again. So, boys and girls, if you're playing this at home and you get beset by these torgs, go off the screen and come back and bite them in the butt faster and faster and faster each time. Oh, yeah.
And here, I'll try going to the right.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be the same thing.
Okay,
Maybe
so
it'll slow it
It's
down.
slowly decelerating, but if I change to 90 degrees,
That's
he
it.
stopped instantly
That's it.
and changed.
That's good to know. We have now revealed some secrets. But number 1 joystick. Look at this. 0 is a good place to start. Choose the level of play. Is there a minus number?
Yeah.
Some skill needed. 9 is impossible. Keep your ship moving or they'll destroy it. Well, they'll probably destroy it anyway, boys and girls. That's the bad news. Scanning for weak areas.
Does that mean it's okay? Well, there's some areas that are inaccessible.
I'm not sure where the ship is supposed to fly here. Are the black areas good or we're losing already? Or is that the score? Oh, that's the score. We're in the hole. Well, that was nice.
That's how it usually ends for
So
me.
much for the safe areas. As if we actually knew where the safe areas were. Well, don't go there again. You know, that's not so good. Oh, nice shot, pilot.
Yeah, I used the,
Oh,
that was close enough to him.
good. You phased him out. Danger torques. Ooh. Launch the drone. Honk, 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 honk. Stand by to launch drone. Drone is launched. Oh.
That's about how it usually ends for me anyway.
Well, I don't think that was fair, really. That's it. Keep zigging and zagging. How did you know that was in?
'Cause that's where he was last time.
Ah,
If you just hold down the fire button,
oh, wow.
they'll aim automatically, unless you're out of range.
Wow. Ready to launch a drone. Nice one. That was sneaky. Oh, I see. Goodness. Oh,
So if you just press a fire key, it's actually hard to be out of range of these guys. Oh, if you go into a dark area, then you're instantly visible to them.
Ah, that's it. That's it.
That's why I keep getting shot down.
Oh,
So
well, sure.
yeah, there's nothing to keep you from flying into the dark area.
I'm beginning to understand game theory. Here we go. Who's this one? Oh,
Bye.
Patrick McMichael.
Actually, I wanted to run over that once more.
I did my undergraduate in Chicago. One of my friends, a major in my years in Chicago, I found to share my passion for the TNI was an older gentleman named Jim. He passed on some years ago. But he was an active member of the CTIUG. His last name escapes me, but I'd hop on the red line down to the south side, and he'd pick me up around 87th from the Dan Rhinell station. Okay, I know exactly who that is. Where we head to his joint and talk TI for hours and ends. He used to run a BBS off either his TI or his to me, not the main CTIUG or the secondary, as I recall. Man, is he missed.
Now, if you don't like this maze, you press C and get a different maze.
I tried to visit him, but he got his brother and he just passed away in that time frame.
It says here at the bottom.
I still picture Jim as amazing TI engineering system all over. I'm sure some of the long-time CIs remember. I went to the Lima Fair with him once, and I believe I met him in Chicago for 1 year as well. The other long-time CIs remember him. I went to Lima, okay, and I believe the other CTI interacted with him more online than in person was Froggy, Mike Maximic. Yep. Is he still active in the community? You may write that Jim, oh hell, I'm trying to think of his name. What was Jim, our former membership chairman? Jim worked for the post office.
I'd have to look that up in one of our old newsletters.
Died of AIDS. I lived at 87th and Champlain. I can remember all the attributes. I can't remember his name. Jim, I want to say Jim Brooks. Jim Brooks. I think it was Jim Brooks. And I was at his house a few times. That's where we franked the newsletters. And then Grant Schmalgemeyer would then take them on public transportation.
Oh, Grant knew the whole city. He knew every bus, every connection, every
He was the guy they
transfer,
called
every-
when the guy in the kiosk on State Street was puzzled about how to get somewhere. They called Jim Brooks. You can write to him and tell him it's Jim Brooks.
There you
go. Oh, is this chat for game?
No, this was a comment to the Atari Age forum.
Oh.
I took for the meeting the other day.
Okay, if you're
So I'll respond to it.
okay, it's Jim Brooks,
Jim Brooks.
and lived at 87th in Champlain. And he had problems with his TI because in that neighborhood, which was built back in the 20s, I had an uncle that lived out there before the neighborhood changed. Jim, by the way, was of the newer
The
generation.
electricity was delivered by Pony Express.
Actually, he had a crash one time when a truck hit the pole in his alley and rocked the pole and rocked the wires and lost power that way, and it did some damage because there were spikes generated by that.
Yeah.
The weirdest thing, I lost a whole bunch of stuff one time: a printer, a telephone, an RS-232, and a console. When my pole got hit by lightning,
Mm-hmm.
like years ago.
Well, here's alphabet soup.
At last, a cracker that won't get soggy. Super cracker to the rescue. Crunch, crunch, gobble, gobble. What I do for love. Out of the soup. The letters fly. This game was designed for the younger computer user. Yes, someone under the
And
age
us.
of 4, perhaps, and us. The game with speech says each letter as it is caught and then compliments the player with a few words of encouragement. God knows they need it. I'm right now in desperate need of some words of encouragement. With the prompt mode on the computer, we'll tell the player which letter to catch next. What? That's a solecism if ever heard one. But, and then displays that letter in the middle of the screen. Press X to continue. Oh, no, press function, what is it? Function equal to continue.
Here you go.
The game without speech plays a little faster since there aren't any delays when the computer speaks. That's a good one. The order to derive the maximum benefit from this game, we recommend that, so my eyes, in order to derive the maximum benefit from this game, we recommend that the prompt mode only be used by children who aren't familiar with the alphabetical order. Okay.
All right.
Man, that's probably most of us. The object of this game is to chase and gobble the letters of the alphabet in order, A, B, C, D, E, etc. Use the number 1 joystick to move the super cracker around the screen. Okay, let's move that super cracker. Try the joystick.
There you go.
Oh, I've got to do it.
Yeah.
Is it a J or a K? Hold down C. Okay, that's an L. M. And O. Is that an O or what is that? That's an umlauted O.
It's changing between an M and an O and L and an M and H and I.
Oh, the HI. It's dotted. How come I can't get off the screen?
You're not supposed to be able to get off the screen.
Hold down C to continue. Don't. You did it, didn't you? There's a timer running whenever you're able to move your cracker.
At the end of the game, the total time will be displayed at the bottom of the screen. Let's try the game with
Hold
speed.
down your twanger, Froggy. Show you the next letter after chase after. Oh, no.
Yeah, turn the volume up a bit.
All
This
right.
has speech. And let's enjoy it.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Wait, let me press menu so we get the full effect here. A. Do I have to set? What am I supposed to do? Just A. Oh, you have to press it on the. Don't you?
No, the joystick. So you gotta move
Gotta move this.
there's your cursor.
Is that
And you gotta find the letter A and intercept it.
Really? There it is.
There it is. There's A. So move
Okay.
around the square.
I'm trying.
Those squares are blocking you.
Oh, I see.
And it comes off diagonally there. It'll show up diagonally on the other side.
Gotcha, sucker.
Okay.
You play well. Hurry and get B.
Oh, boy. I got some words of encouragement.
B. I like the way you play. Try to get C.
Thank you very much. I like you too.
C.
You sucker. I can see we're going to play this to
Oh,
Z.
very well now.
There aren't too many of these games that I really, excel at. That's exactly it. There it is. Get you next time. Get you. Oh! I hate when that happens. Here he comes. I'm gonna lie and wait here. Hey. Hey. Oh, I know. I pressed the
I
fire button.
like the way you play now.
I
Get
like
B.
the way this game plays too. Oh. I'm gonna get an F just for the heck of it. All right. Hey. What the
I
heck?
think you're gonna approach it from the
What the
from
hell?
the left.
There.
E. That is right. Hurry and get F.
Shut up.
Get F.
This is my favorite
Get
word.
F.
You could have some fun with this
You
game.
play
Yes,
well.
this-
Hurry
This
and
sure is a
get
lot of fun.
You can have fun reprogramming.
I had my
this game.
I had my
Okay.
effing fun, so
This is definitely a game for abuse and
this
reuse.
this is the game that you play late at night after you've done about 6 bowls and
Character building.
and a couple of pints of whatever.
So that's the rundown of the Miller's Graphics games MG demo. And as usual, when I got these games, I used one of my green pouch binders and wrote down on the front what it was. And then I would print out the actual programs so I could reference them instead of having to look at them on the screen. And then I cut out the actual page out of the Triton, or maybe this is a 10X catalog, and I would paste them inside the folder because each one has a description detailing what that particular game is.
For those out there who don't know you, we should probably tell you that Vic Stirrup does not sleep. He is a total insomniac. He's awake 24 hours a day. It's the only thing he has to do. Instead of sleeping, he makes all his catalogs and his printouts and things like that. He never sleeps.
Maybe doesn't as his sleep.
Well, yeah, he works 16 hours a day and then he comes home and does this for fun.
Okay, we'll try to get the,
His wife hates TI, by the way. If she doesn't, if she ever watches this show, she will. Vic brings all the stuff to the meeting every month and turns his phone off so his wife can't find out where he is.
now that the machine's warmed up, actually, it looks like I chumped myself. I forgot they doubled the parking rate here. So my car's not even good until 4 o'clock. It's only good till 3:54 unless I go down there and feed it again.
No, for God's sake, don't give
Don't give this
this place any more fuel money.
Okay.
Honest to God.
Well, here's TI Rex again, and now that the machine's warmed up, let's see if it'll actually run this time. No, that's
Much
not
better
it.
than the blue screen.
Is it just a corrupt file?
Yeah, it's like I said, I was downloaded this last night from the Italian user group. This is also on Waleed Malouli's TI game shelf on the EA and C games. It's not an XP game, it's an editor assembler.
Did they have
And,
differences in, panel
Francisco
versus
sent it
NTSC?
to me.
Did you download it in English or in Italian? Because if you downloaded it in English, well, we're seeing the result of all that. But now if you download it in Italian,
Yeah.
do you know the word for download in Italian?
If it's,
I'll say that's the answer. Maybe you should go for the B first. Maybe that's part of the protection scheme.
Oh.
There.
Oh, so what'd you have
Okay.
to do?
Taints be praised.
Look at that.
We have TI Rex 2018 by Francesco Uga. Press any TI key. Now, Hal, this is the one I wanted you to play.
Well, this is it, boys and girls. We're out of time now, so
How did you fix
tune in
it, James?
next month.
It just finally ran. The equipment shouldn't
Okay.
be this touchy. Like I said, maybe it has finally warmed up.
That's
and
it. That's it.
Perversity will prevail. No,
The machine was too
perseverance will
cold.
prevail.
Never start this. Never do this as the first game you're demoing, boys and girls. Always wait until your machine is hot.
Actually, it's very true. I lived in one house where the bedroom was cold and the TI would not
Game
work.
over already before you.
There you go. Yeah, game over.
Oh, gee.
Press any
Any
TI
cartridges
key.
you want, anything
You know.
you need?
I don't know. It's nice that you brought that stuff though.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Uh-oh.
Um,
Supposed to do.
I think we just set a new record,
Okay.
Vic. Game over on the first hop.
Okay.
Right, is this-
I like that. I like the graphics.
Don't want to lose this.
Is that it?
Only one shot, huh?
You only get the one T-Rex?
Oh, it doesn't look. Yeah. So it measures your distance.
He's got the timing down.
And the
Very good.
look on the T-Rex's face when he jumps over the cactus and
Yeah.
he lands on it with his tail is pretty funny.
Oh, he's doing good.
Notice you're scrolling. You have two planes scrolling on this where you got the foreground with the cacti and the T-Rex.
The cacti is actually moving faster. than the
Yes, now the
background.
cacti. This is, well, that's your
Oh, that's
Paleolithic.
it.
Yeah,
That's
with his
it.
eyes
Yeah.
bug out.
That's your Paleolithic periods for you. Everything moved too fast. I think I must be living in a Paleolithic period
What, they didn't
myself
evolve
these days, but-
cacti at the time the T-Rexes lived?
Well, I'm sure there probably were. They've been around for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it for a minute. Why would cacti evolve?
No, I meant something evolved into a cacti.
Oh no, I'm sure the cacti started out as cacti, and then I mean, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't you stay? If you can store water, stand in the desert, nothing to do except bask in the sun. You're prickly, so people won't eat you. Even the dinosaurs don't eat cacti, as far as I know. Why would anybody want to change that?
There are those little tiny mice that
Like hermit
scamper up
crabs, they've not
the
never changed.
barbs on the cacti so they can eat the flowers.
Well,
They're too small to get poked.
they tell you if you're lost in the desert to find yourself a big little cactus and drill a hole in it and get the water out of it.
The one interesting cactus moment I experienced was a friend of mine has a whole bunch of them in his plant collection in the front window, and there's one of these particular variety of cacti that almost looks fuzzy and furry,
Mm.
that if you just even barely touch it, you have a million needles in your finger.
Oh, one of them. Yeah, we got one of those at home.
The cat one day decided it liked it and rubbed its face up against it.
Oh,
But
fuzzy.
managed to not get any spines in its face. Just
Wow.
combed its hair with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Combed its fur with it. There's something about the fur and the barbs that weren't compatible.
Yeah.
And the cat got away without a stinging
It's like
face. full of
imitation Velcro,
spines.
the stuff won't stick. You can,
Yeah. Yeah, so
It's like we
this-
saw the cat do it, we're like, no! And the cat just walks away, okay.
Mhm.
well, it's a good thing it wasn't a dog. You can always get more cats. I mean, the damn things are all over the place. But a dog, you might actually fall in love with a dog. Well, this is kind of interesting. It's great graphics.
I should have included it on that Mirror's Graphics demo disc, but unfortunately.
Getting goosed by a cacti.
Cacti.
A cactus is not.
Right. If there was sound,
Do you guys do like a show notes on YouTube where you can put a link then to this?
We haven't done that yet. Maybe in the future we may.
Yeah.
I want to go through and re-edit stuff. Maybe at that point in time,
Oh, okay.
we'll do notes and time breaks and things like that. But
That's
I have to
interesting.
find time for it.
On the monitor, it looks like it's backwards. Is that, am I seeing?
I don't know.
that's
Maybe-
not a mirror unless you got mirror turned on.
Oh, hold on.
Shouldn't be.
It's,
Right.
Let me look.
yeah, it says game over, but backwards. The whole-
What
Are
is,
you
what is,
looking at the
what is this,
reflection?
what does the stream look like? No, that's the
That's
capture.
what I'm gonna
That's
look
the
at right
capture on
now.
the client. Is the stream
Yeah, stream-
backwards?
No, the stream
Yeah,
is
here, hold
fine,
on.
but on the monitor.
No, it looks good.
Okay.
It's doing a mirror here on the
On the monitor mode.
Yeah, that's odd.
Interesting.
Very odd. I hadn't noticed that
Another
before.
another miracle of the guys at Google.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bug, that's a feature, boys and girls. So if you don't get that particular result at home, you should come to the meeting. And what's more than that, while I'm on the subject, you should come to the fair. The Chicago TI International World Fair will be, as everyone in the world knows, held right here in beautiful downtown Evanston, Illinois, on the 1st of November. Did I get that right? I hope so. It's a Saturday, and there'll be some sort of a dinner on the Friday before the Saturday. And after we have the fair, we go and we have the banquet. We give out the awards. We give out the door prizes. And then the highlight of the evening is the infamous pub crawl, where we stroll around beautiful downtown Evanston, whether it's raining or snowing or sleeting or whatever, and imbibe as many adult drinks as you wish to. And the survivors will then reassemble in the morning for breakfast at the Burger King. Now you got the whole program. Don't write to me and ask me what hotels, because I'll tell you that they're all too expensive. Don't ask me what airline to fly, because I'll tell you they're all too expensive.
Make sure you don't get on the wrong Airbus.
And if you drive into town, it's real easy to get into the wrong hotel.
Oh, I'm glad that finally worked.
So make sure that if you're looking for the Hilton, that it says Hilton and doesn't say Holiday Inn, because quite often I reverse that information when I'm talking about it. But anywhere you stay in Evanston will be just fine. We have loads and loads of wonderful, expensive hotels, expensive restaurants, and this is an expensive place to stay. But if you stay in Chicago in some of those hotels on Lincoln Avenue, you have to know that they rent by the quarter hour, so be very careful.
Terry is a hot sheet joint.
Yes, yes.
Well, we're logging off,
Da-da-da-da.
and I wanted to ask if we could hold our next scheduled meeting on the second Saturday of next month.
It's funny that you should bring that up, because I
'cause-
might have a conflict on the first Saturday as well.
My family's slamming me as far as visiting and childcare and everything else on the first Saturday.
Sure.
And it would be, they would be very grateful if I had the first Saturday off.
Just this Saturday, just the first Saturday, or
Yeah.
every first Saturday?
of May.
No, next month,
Next month is May. What's the date on
or
May?
May.
I think I have a funeral scheduled for that day, but I'm not sure.
Hopefully it's not your own. Okay, so the first Saturday in May is the 4th,
Mhm.
and the second Saturday in May is the 11th.
Well, it works for me,
So
Okay.
if you want
Yeah.
to say the 11th for
Yeah.
next
Okay.
month,
because my funeral is going to be on the 10th.
We usually show the American flag and played the song The Star Spangled Banner, but this will have to do for this month.
Well, I'll sing.
And then we'll
That should,
go to
that should
our,
close, that should close us out really
we'll
well.
go to our
Forever.
test pattern screen that we used to use on,
Is it backwards? Yes, it's backwards.
Yeah.
It's okay.
and that's your test pattern used to get after a show was over.
And then we should go to the screen where it goes.
One of static.
Yeah.
So the next scheduled meeting is for May 11th.
May 11th sounds okay to me. I
All right.
guess.
Sorry about the short notice.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than the.
Yeah, Jesus,
day
only 5
before.
or 6 weeks, and you know.
Okay.
Oh, don't do that again. Please don't do that again. Show him. Show somebody else. We're out of here.
okay.
Well, if you can log off.
Let's
I don't know.
Good night,
I don't know how to log off.
end stream, the big red button,
Is that it? The big red button? Okay.
Push
End
the
stream.
red button.
and then push
Can
the
he
red
resist?
button, because
That
of
one
course
is-
you weren't sure the
Yeah,
first
shiny
time.
That's right, John.